These ULM students are learning French. Some for the first time. They're learning for the first time because their high schools didn't offer French. In North Louisiana, French classes are few and far between in the public school systems. And students who do have the luxury of French classes are often discouraged from speaking the language by their peers. For Stephen Smith, a recent ULM graduate who has studied French for years in both northern and southern Louisiana, the difference is noticeable.
I wouldn't say necessarily a hostile environment, but it's definitely harder to learn French here in North Louisiana. There's not as many resources. There's not as many support for fellow students also.
Smith also attributes the formidable number of Spanish students to the cause of French decline. He says that Spanish is much more visible, while those who are learning French are off to the side. A noted professor of Cajun history at Tulane and LSU says that Spanish has done a lot to shrink the number of French programs in North Louisiana.
A lot of our folks are influenced by the fact of this tremendous influx of Hispanics from Mexico, South America, the Caribbean, that they feel that to get along with these people or to get to know them better, Spanish it would be the way to go.
That's Dr. William Arsenault, who also says that Louisiana is different because of the long history of French culture and the French language in the state, a statement that rings true for Francophones across the state. Francophones like Joan Chardkoff. Chardkoff, a retired French teacher from Ouachita Parish, says that it hasn't always been this way in Ouachita. She said that there were once French programs in elementary schools, and that the programs in Ouachita were very successful.
I believe it was very unwise to get rid of it. We had something that worked. Our program was noted nationwide as an exemplary program, and we got rid of it.
Chardkoff said that if there were demand from parents for the children to learn French, then perhaps Ouachita could even get an immersion program. While French immersion schools are non-existent in North Louisiana, there are over 30 in South Louisiana that enroll more than 3,000 students. French immersion schools are state-certified high schools and elementary schools where children are taught the same lessons as other high schoolers, except their lessons are taught in French half the day and English half the day. And according to some studies, children who live in areas that don't offer immersion schools may be missing out. Stephen Ortego is a member of the Louisiana House of Representatives and a member of the Acadiana delegation to the House. And he says that according to a P-card study, students in French immersion score substantially better on tests.
They're finding that the test scores in third grade are about 15% better than those who are non-immersion. And in eighth grade, it actually grows up each year to 30% better test scores.
Ortego also says French immersion isn't something that can only happen in South Louisiana, where there is a large French-speaking community. According to the law that established immersion schools, any school district that has 25 students who commit to the program must create the program through the state. However, some say that this is where North Louisiana runs into problems. The shortage of French teachers, the lack of Francophone culture, and the general resilience to learning a foreign language that exists in North Louisiana are all challenges to those who want an immersion program. But Arsenault, who is also the president of CODOFIL, that is, the Council on the Development of French in Louisiana, says these are all problems that have already been addressed.
We can provide as many French teachers, and I mean native-speaking French teachers, to any school at any time.
Also, Ouachita Parish alone has nearly 2,000 citizens who speak French at home, according to data from the U.S. Census. Arsenault says that CODOFIL and French in Louisiana isn't just for Cajuns in South Louisiana.
The L in the Council for the Development of French in Louisiana, the L in CODOFIL is for Louisiana. It's for the whole state. And we do our best, but our resources are very limited.
And with CODOFIL possibly receiving a boost in its budget this legislative session, more resources could become available, perhaps sparking more interest. And moments like this could be found across North Louisiana, and not just at its universities. For KEDM Monroe, I'm Garrett Boyd.